I'm sharing some glory stories this week, stories that brings God the glory. I've had some wonderful encounters with the Lord and I'm sharing them with you so that you can also put your specific requests before God and let that be testimonies of His goodness to other people. About 2 weeks ago I had this request before God. Lord, I need a brand new pair of shoes. I want to wear them to church and I need them for preaching. And so the next Sunday, somebody comes to church and gives me a brand new pair of leather boots. Isn't God awesome? When I fitted them, I realized they are one number too big. So I know the brand of shoe and I remember a shop that I've seen them in. And so I had to go to that shop, which was a few hours away. But we were on our way there for the Easter weekend. I had to take a bit of a detour to get to this specific town. And on the way there, I hit the Easter traffic. And so as I hit the Easter traffic, I was completely slowed down. And I saw this family next to the road hitchhiking. I asked my wife and children's permission, could we put them in our bus? And so we made space for them and they got in. And on the way there, we shared the gospel with them and just started sharing with them about God's goodness. And just before we got to that town, there was just enough time to actually take time to pray with them, the salvation prayer, and they gave their hearts to the Lord and they received Jesus as their personal Lord and Savior. And in that way, my specific requesting shoes and God giving me the boots, and that led to them being saved. And isn't it awesome how God uses a progression of events to bring about His glory through our lives? And I want to inspire you, my friend, put your specific requests before God and sometimes slow down a bit so that God can do what He wants to do with your day. Hebrews 4 verse 10, it says, "For he who has entered into his rest has also ceased from his own works, even as God did from his." And so when we enter into God's rest, when we just step back and let God work through us, sometimes wonderful things happen and God's priorities becomes our priorities. And in that way, we share God's glory with other people. Always remember, you are highly favored and deeply loved of God.